Hello and welcome back to the PNY Pro Podcast. My name is Jerome and I'm here with my co-host Derek Ellis. And today we have Dan from Data Monsters, who is the VP of AI. How's it going, Dan?
Hey, how are you guys?
Great, great.
Great, doing great. It's great to be on another episode of the podcast, and
Yeah.
glad to have you on and kind of dive into a little bit more on data monsters.
So Dan, can you give us a quick little overview of Data Monsters and what you guys carry?
Yeah, sure. So the company was founded in 2009 in California, in Palo Alto. And we've been developing products for enterprises since day one. So our first client was Cisco. And since that time, so we developed more than 200 products for different companies. Half of them are enterprises, half of them are startups. All of them are in the AI space. So the company is really focused on AI topic.
Within the AI space, what kind of different markets do you branch out into?
That's a great question. So you can see that from different angles, right? So one of the maybe most frequent ones is verticals. So there are all the typical verticals like financial, retail, manufacturing. So we're pretty much in all of them, this or that way. So and the reason for that is that we're mostly on the tech side. And the tech side, if you go deeper there, so you'll see that there are different types of AI. So one big thing is all around knowledge, text, conversations, all this kind of textual information. So the second big area is all around computer vision. So it's all about images, this or that way, like videos, images. And the third area is data points and data series analysis. That's kind of scoring, predictions, all these kind of things. So those are different worlds from the technology point of view, because you're going to use different ways how you capture data and how you tackle data and what kind of forecast models you're building. And the nice thing is that we tried almost everything in this area. So we do a lot of things in text, knowledge, and conversation, because LLMs are on the hype. So everybody is talking about that, and we get a lot of requests, and that's why the priority number one for us is all the projects around this. You can see that from the location point of view, right? So we're doing business mostly in the United States. We have some business in Europe and started doing something in Middle East that's going pretty well as well. So this is from the territory point of view.
Yeah, then Dan, I guess going on, kind of adding to that, then Data Monsters is a partner of PNY's, and I see even on your banner here, you're a elite partner of NVIDIA. So how does NVIDIA hardware, RTX professional, GPUs or data center GPUs, how does that play a role within Data Monsters? Kind of like, how does the hardware help you in your industry and what you're doing?
Oh, that's the most important part here. So you cannot do anything AI without GPUs or powerful processors. The reason for that is that the number of computations you have to do in a second is such a big number that you need like a special device for that. So all these ChatGPT, Magic, and other experiences that you experienced during the last 12 months, they were not possible without that, this or that way. So you need a lot of GPUs for training models, you need GPUs for inference, for getting those results, and those chips will be everywhere. So like in any device, like on the edge, in cars, in mobile phones, in laptops, in TVs. So you'll see them everywhere, because that's what you need.
So even on that same note of talking about how it's going to be everywhere, where do you kind of see the future of AI going within maybe the next 5 to 10 years?
It's developing so fast. So we couldn't imagine that ChatGPT is possible 2 years ago, right? So we were struggling with some challenges and some specific projects without that. And now, like we see the difference, right? So everybody tried it. So what will be in 10 years? I don't know, guys. So it's so fast, and so companies still and governments are investing a lot of money in getting new technologies, and um, my imagination is totally not enough to see what will be in 10 years.
Right.
So that will be something really cool. Um, Maybe something that's more close to what we have now. I think that AI will solve a lot of problems on the, if we're talking about future of jobs or professions, so that will be a great change. So I think that almost every profession will be using AI this or that way. So it's just obvious, right? So I know all my friends already, like everybody I know, try ChatGPT and they're using it, these kind of technologies or this type every day. So it will be everywhere. So this will be the future. You'll be using that in multiple different ways in the situations that you're not using that now. And I think that's we'll see much bigger models. We'll see them working with different languages, for example, right? So if we're talking about existing LLM models, that they're limited in languages, right? So just a few languages, and some governments are investing in getting LLMs for their specific languages. I see that. I think that we'll see LLMs that will be speaking any language, and we'll see LLMs that will be really well specialized in certain domains. So, for example, you have a separate LLM for banking, right? For telecom, for healthcare, right? So they'll be really deep in those details, in lexicon and industry specific, facts and reasoning and the way how it thinks. So we'll see like the spreading this technology in all the areas of our life.
I think again, I agree 1,000,000%. AI has really taken over. There's a lot of positive, and kind of going back to what you said too, it hits a lot of different industries. We've had previous episodes where we talk about, AECO, media entertainment, medical, industrial, manufacturing. AI is playing a really key point in all of these industries, and simulation and ray tracing, all of that stuff that we really didn't have in the past. We're now going to the AECO thing. It's like, it's kind of our AI is like our new blueprint. You don't have to really, break ground. You can actually build a digital twin of a factory or car or something like that before you even begin production. So with this AI boom, how is AI incorporated into, data monsters? And I know we kind of spoke a little bit about like real-time avatars as well that you worked on at different events and such, which was really awesome. So if you're just listening to the audio on the podcast, I would encourage you to go check out the YouTube channel so you can see the visual on the screen, because the avatar demo that Dan's probably going to talk about now, it's fascinating. Can you speak a little bit more to that?
Yeah. So, and I think that was not possible even 1 year ago, right?
Yeah.
So this is happening right now, like these days. So, and the change is that now, guys, we can speak to digital humans, like in 3D, right? So you can say whatever you like, or any questions you have, right? And you'll get answers, and it will be perfectly rendered, like in real time, right here. It can be on a huge device, like a hologram, right? It's like a true illusion of a real human in photorealistic quality, speaking you in real time. That's amazing. I mean, like it's a totally different thing. And I think that this will be the future of all their customer service and points of service in general. So you can imagine all the hotels, like airports, banks, retailers. So everywhere where you go and interact with anybody or anything, so you can interact using those devices. And that will be amazing because they have superpowers that people do not have, right? So the amazing thing that they can be aware of everything that's happening, like not even like here on this scene right now, but like in general. So collecting data from all the data points, knowing about everything, and bringing you answers right away and serving you right away. So that's why it's superhuman, and it's 24/7. So it never gets ill. So it's totally new, and I believe that it can help with a lot of use cases where it's really hard to help people in specific situations, in specific locations, remote locations, or when you need like full time helping people. So that's a very good solution for that.
That's actually really interesting because even as you said, thinking of different ways how it can be used in a bank or a customer service role or however that looks like, you're going to be talking to someone who basically knows all of the information. They can pull from the
Yes.
data server and be able to say, hey, where is this? Or how do I get to where I need to go? And they'll be able to immediately point you to that. People, of course, can do that to an extent, but where there's like a specific log of all this specific information, we're only human in a way, and this AI is be able to bring up all of this information straightforward for you, and it helps in so many different
Yep.
industries. That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
so I'm always running in a situation when I'm talking to my bank and they tell me, okay, wait a second, I should check something. He's calling somewhere. Oh, okay, so I cannot solve your situation. So I'll push your call to another guy. He will
Right.
help you. So that happens every time. So that's kind of magic, right? So you maybe you get accustomed to that, but at some point, so you start asking questions. So why is that? So what can we do better? So and actually, this technology is the answer. So that's just a single point of contact that can solve all the situations in a single time, in single point, right? So that's amazing.
No, Dan, I think again, those are all good topics. I think even, post GTC, I mean, that was a big thing, AI at the edge. And then also too, like you said, you can speak to an avatar, just say if it's a medical, just saying, I'm having these symptoms and kind of like a hologram there telling you, well, this is what you need to check and this is what you can do. And, GTC, they had this robot where you said, hey, make me a cappuccino. And then sure, one moment and it mixes the milk and mixes the espresso and all of this stuff. And just, it's wild to see, like you said, like we're living in the moment now, and it can only advance further and get better as we continue, learning more about AI and just grow in this space across all markets. Yeah. So Dan, so we have this robot making drinks. Jensen's on the keynote showing all these robots. So where do you see, data monsters and even just all these AI experiences going like within the industries? What do you think about that?
That's kind of area where the sky is on the limit. So, I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface here, right? So, I understand. So I'm here in the middle of Silicon Valley, right? So, and I'm talking to many product managers here, and I understand that many of those product managers, they don't realize the whole potential of AI. So they currently think that AI is kind of feature. So you can just add a button in your application and that will make it AI powered thing, right? So it's not the way how it works. So, and there is a big journey for all of us, how we gonna redesign, rethink all the current products from the AI perspective and rebuild all those products, right? So that will be different because the architecture of an AI first product is totally different in comparison with any other product. Look around you. So everything you have around is a product. Your microphone, your laptop, your table, the room you're sitting. So everything is a product. So let's start thinking that, okay, how AI can be implemented. So how we can change the product based on understanding what AI can do or cannot do. All right, so all the products will be different. So the world will be different. So we are just beginning this journey. And robots and avatars, those are just like very obvious, very first signals to changing the whole environment, the whole world we're living in. So, and I'm excited about thinking about that. So I can take any object around myself, and when I start thinking about that, so that creates so many opportunities you can go with.
Yeah.
So, and the way how we interact with all the products around us, how we interact with each other, the idea that objects can interact with each other as well, right? Because they'll become more intelligent, they'll have more sensors and the way how they can communicate. So, okay, your car can communicate with your house, right? So your mobile phone can communicate with your TV, but that's not kind of something that maybe sounds like something inspiring, but there are so many ways how this can happen now in different ways. So that creates a lot of opportunities. So and yeah, so I love this topic, and that's what we do, right? So data monsters. So that's one of our core expertise. So this is the intersection of product management and AI. So we help product managers to design products and build them, understanding the essence of AI and capabilities of AI.
So Dan, that sounds amazing. So Dan, is there anything else that you want to give us as like a closing thought for Data Monsters?
I would say thank you guys for inviting me. So that's number one. So another idea is that actually without companies like PNY, all those changes will be impossible, right? So you enable the whole ecosystem. And that's great that we are partnering with you. So that's thank you for our partnership.
So Dan, thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate that. And we look forward to more of your partnership and to see what we can do in the future. So Derek, where can everyone reach us?
Yeah, so first and foremost, Dan, thank you and Data Monsters for being on the PNY Pro Podcast. We appreciate it. Hopefully have another one with you in the future. You can find us on social media at PNY Pro. You can tune into your favorite podcast platform and listen in. And if you're a visual person like me, you can watch the video version on our PNY Pro YouTube channel.
Sounds great. Well, thanks so much, Dan, for being a part of this, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you, guys.